Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. I'm Anna and I help you grow beautiful and healthy plants. In this video we're going to talk about 5 plants that you can grow in any season, in any light conditions, because these plants will grow perfectly. They will thrive even if you don't have that much sunlight, meaning that you can grow them in shade or in the darkest places of your place. Let's start. Well, number 1 on my list is Aglaonema. There are so many beautiful varieties. You can even get ones with pink leaves and they will normally grow in any conditions. Let's say you have a room that doesn't have that much sunlight, or maybe you don't even have a window, or well, let's say a small window. You have a small window in that room because no plant can grow in complete darkness. But these plants will grow very nicely if you don't have that much sunlight. And you can still enjoy the variety of plants, be it big trees, just like this one behind me, or small ones. And Aglaonema is just a plant like this size, and you can grow them in smaller pots. They will not grow into huge bushes. But if you want, of course, a bigger plant, then you can pot it in a bigger pot, step by step, of course, slowly increasing the size of the pot, and it will grow just as nicely as other plants. You can have the ones with green leaves, with silver leaves, with pink leaves, even different varieties. There are so many, and I will put some varieties here on the screen so that you can pick some, choose one, start with one, see how it does, and then you can grow more varieties. You can even plant this plant under a pot together with another plant, which is Dracena. And this is number 2 on my list because this plants/trees can also grow wonderfully in any conditions. But again, we're talking about low light conditions. If you have, let's say, a window, but you don't have a place next to the window and you would like to maybe decorate one corner of your room, you can definitely grow a tree of Dracena, and under it you can have Aglaonema that will kind of hide the stem that doesn't have that many leaves of Dracenas, and you can combine this with basically different varieties of Aglaonemas that can just shape that corner, decorate that corner of your room and make it a cozy environment, because, you know, whenever you add a green plant anywhere in your place, it changes completely the mood, the atmosphere, the vibes and everything. So now I have even this kind of hanging plants that again changed the whole look and feel of my bedroom. Yes, these trees are in my bedroom, and in case you wonder, is it good to have plants in the bedroom? Because as we know, the plants take oxygen at night, but no, that's absolutely fine. And especially if you have specific varieties like, for example, spider plant, snake plants, I have them all here on my windowsill. Lavender, that's even better because they will even help you to sleep better at night. But going back to our list, number 3 is Monstera. Monsteras are amazing plants in general because they are low maintenance plants. You cannot really kill them unless you overwater them. But if you have high temperatures, low temperatures, high humidity, low humidity, low light, bright light, they will be thriving. Of course, any plant that I mentioned will thrive and will grow even better if you have better light, more light, brighter light basically. But these plants are also the ones that you can grow them again in low light conditions. Basically, everyone wants to have a plant, and some people I know that they're a little bit frustrated, a little bit disappointed, thinking that, okay, I don't have bright window, I don't have that much sun in my place, so I cannot grow any plants. This is not true, and this video is specifically for you. So why Monstera? Because, as I've already mentioned, it's very hard to kill this plant. The only time that you will kill the plant is if you overwater. But again, if you choose the right soil, if you choose the right pot and the right place, you will not have problems with this Monstera. And if you would like to have more tips on specifically Monsteras, I have a whole playlist about soil, about how to repot, how to plant, where to put anything. So the playlist will also be in the description of the video. You can watch it later. But again, monsteras will be the perfect plants. You can choose a small one if you have a small room and you would like to just have one small plant at one corner. Or if you have, let's say, a bigger place, and I have both small monsteras, I'll show you again a picture on the screen, and a huge tree of monstera that's growing in my living room, taking half of the space. But it's such a I don't know, it's such a place where it creates the whole mood. Everyone who enters our living room, the first reaction is like, wow, oh my God, this is a tree. And that's true because this plant grows more and more and more and spreads its leaves so wide from all sides, and the roots, the aerial roots, are hanging in all directions, and I don't cut them. Again, there is a video about that, why you should never cut aerial roots of monsteras. That's again totally different topic. You can watch it again in that playlist. But again, it's just such a unique plant, even though many people have it. But if you grow it in a very nicely way, in a healthy way, this plant is so unique with its hanging aerial roots, with big and torn fenestrated leaves, so it's amazing. And if you will have Monstera albo, the one with green and white leaves and fenestrations, this will even add more decoration to your room because this one is even better. Well, better, I will argue which one is better, the one with green leaves or the one with white leaves, because the Monstera albo, the one with white leaves, is a little bit tricky to grow. So if you are a beginner, try with Monstera deliciosa, the one with all green leaves, because if these leaves grow like this size and they will have holes, fenestrations in it, aerial roots is perfect. Let's move forward. Well, the next one is Schefflera, because this plant is very great if you would like to have, again, smaller plant or a tree, because Scheffleras, you can grow them as trees, and in this case you can already buy a pot of Schefflera that is already big. Then you will not need to wait for years until it will grow. But Scheffleras are also more or less growing quite fast, I would say, well, in bright conditions. But again, if you don't have that much bright space, you can definitely grow Scheffleras, variegated ones, or the ones with green leaves, because again, their palm-looking, palm-shaped leaves will be great for your space. They will add more forms and more colors. Again, you can combine even both in one pot. Basically, you can grow both varieties, the green one and the variegated one, and you can decide which size you want. Every time it grows and you want a smaller plant, you can cut it and plant the stems in the same pot, making it a bushier plant. And this will grow into a beautiful bush with the time. Again, it will thrive if you put it in a corner, in a semi-shade of your room. That's a great choice. Let's say you prefer smaller plants. Well, there are tons of varieties of ferns that you can decorate your room with. You can even have this kind of hanging plants. Basically, here what I used is a plant, even with a plate, and the saucer basically that I put it hanging like this in front of the window. But again, if you don't have space in front of the window, or if you have but you don't have that much sunlight in your window, just hang them, decorating them like this, and you can have even several hangers, several plants, several varieties of ferns, because you just need to keep them humid. The air humid, of course, make sure that the soil doesn't go dry, like bone dry, but you can have so many varieties of ferns that don't even need sunlight. They even will not grow nicely if you have a lot of sun, because ferns are the plants that prefer to have low light, semi-shade. In this case, they will thrive, but under the sunlight it will be even harmful for them. The leaves may be burned, the tips will get dry, but in this case, exactly, ferns. Choose any variety, any, literally. Go to your local store and see what kind of ferns they have. I'm sure they will have several, because ferns are one of our favorites of all times due to their low maintenance, but also the sizes, the shapes of the leaves, and they just like humidity. Leave them alone, just water, and they will thrive. Well, I hope you liked it. If you have any other recommendations about plants that you grow in your space, of course, snake plants, ZZ plants, but these are the most common ones. And I wanted to give you a list of some new plants to add to your collection or to start a grow one. And if you would like to recommend others who watch this video, please write your recommendations about plants that like to grow or will thrive growing basically in low conditions, low light conditions, and we will learn from each other. And by the way, you can now send me pictures so that I can post them under community tab on this channel. And this way, not only me, but also other viewers will have the chance to recommend you, to give you tips or to share the excitement. If you have a wonderfully flowering plant and you would like to share, please take a picture, send it to my email, and I will post it on our community tab for everyone to see. This is how we can share pictures on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter, of course, and there's so much more that you can do on this channel. This channel is for you, and we grow plants together. I'll see you in the next one. Stay passionate about plants.